51. 51. What am I thinking? I don't know. I'm gonna. What do I wanna do? I just don't like these pages. From here to here, I'm gonna do. I really wanna sleep. Fuck. Let's do some cognitively not so difficult thing. Which should be watching videos, right? I'm gonna watch some videos on. What do I want to watch on statistics, stats?
Function.
Bro, look, it's just too much.
Reinforce.
I like his enthusiasm, but it's like, come on, bro. I ain't learning all of that. It's too much. Too fucking much. Let's go. Yeah, let's look at A-level math.
Hey guys, welcome back to Bison Maths. My name is Mr. Bison, and this is the third part in the series of videos of everything you need to memorise for your A-level maths. This part is going to be on statistics. If you haven't checked out part 1 on pure and part 2 on mechanics, then go to my channel homepage and have a look at them. If you're new to my channel, have a look at some of the other things I've got there. I've got hundreds of videos of my real life lessons with students in my school, and they should be really useful for your revision, be an accurate, and that is for your starting point. So maybe your first starting point might be number 3, and then you're going to go every 5, so you'll go 3, 8, 13, etc. to have switched, and I can link that in the description. It's going to be the sum of fx divided by the sum of f, because the sum of the frequencies is just how many pieces of data that there actually are. Now, if you have listed data here, to try and find out the position of the lower quarter.
My neck is kind of sore. Statistics matter, a full course explain. Bro, I just need statistics, man. Who should I look into? Statistics is so my man. Statistics fundamentals. Wow.
My cat.
I want to work on some actual problems. P hacking. P values.
Gonna talk about p-values.
Bro, how should I structure it? Low key.
Yeah, StatQuest. Hello, I'm Josh Starmer, and welcome to StatQuest. Today we're going to talk about what p-values are,
Okay. Nigga, what fucking. Why does everything take so long?
And how to interpret them. Imagine I have two drugs, drug A and drug B, and I want to know if drug A is different from drug B. So I give one person drug A, and I give one other person drug B. The one person using drug A is cured. Hooray! The one person using drug B is not cured. Bummer. Can we conclude that drug A is better than drug B? Nope. Drug B may have failed for a lot of different reasons. Maybe this guy is taking a medication that has a bad interaction with drug B. Or maybe this guy has a rare allergy to drug B. Or maybe this guy didn't take drug B properly and missed a dose. Or maybe drug A doesn't actually work, and placebo effect deserves all of the credit. There are a lot of weird, random things that can happen when doing a test. And this means that we need to try each drug on more than just one person each. So we redo the experiment, but this time we give each drug to two different people. This time, both people taking drug A are cured. Hooray! And one person taking drug B is cured, and one person is not cured. Hooray! And bummer. Is drug A better? Are both drugs the same? We can't answer either of those questions because maybe something weird happened to this guy that caused drug B to fail. Or maybe something weird happened to this guy, like maybe the drug was mislabeled and he actually took drug A, and that's why he was cured. So now we test the drugs on a lot of different people. And these are the results. Drug A cured a whole lot of people, 1,043, compared to the number of people it didn't cure, 3. In other words, 99.7% of the 1,046 people using drug A were cured. In contrast, drug B only cured a few people, 2, compared to the number of people it didn't cure, 1,432. In other words, only 0.1% of the 1,434 people using drug B were cured. If these were the results, then it would be pretty obvious that drug A was better than drug B. In other words, it would seem unrealistic to suppose that these results were just random chance and that there is no real difference between drug A and drug B. It's possible that some of these people were cured by placebo, and some of these people were not cured because of some rare allergy, but there are just too many people cured by drug A and too few cured by drug B for us to seriously think that these results are just random and that drug A is no better or worse than drug B. In contrast, what if these were the results? Now, only 37% of the people that took drug A were cured, compared to 31% that took drug B. So drug A cured a larger percentage of people. But given that no study is perfect and there are always a few random things that happen, how confident can we be that drug A is superior? That's where the p-value comes in. P-values are numbers between 0 and 1 that, in this example, quantify how confident we should be that drug A is different from drug B. The closer a p-value is to 0, the more confidence we have that drug A and drug B are different. So the question is, how small does a p-value have to be before we are sufficiently confident that drug A is different from drug B?
You know what's the best way to do this? It's trapping what at mathematical statistical analysis.
Gonna talk about p-values, yeah. StatQuest. Hello!
I want to go on my people, so we're going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to talk about the viability of the roads, whether or not it's worth it, because at the end of the day, the man them got to make their pee, they got to start bread, and they don't want to hear none of this road talk, so I decided, let's just break it down step by step. If we're exclusively talking road economics, I never seen a trapper with more than 10k saved. I know you can talk about, oh well, baby main, oh nines. We're not talking about baby main or nines in this vid, because you're not baby main, you're not nines. The average runner who's on road, he's not going about his day making 100k a month or anything like that. I'm not talking about the guy who's on his 24/7 hustle, who's got the work ethic of Elon or something when he was grinding for Tesla. I'm talking about the average trapper on road. Yeah, Nines is on a lot of bread, but you're not Nines, bro. But Nines got his cheek cut up.
I don't even know what's going on. Just like random buzzwords thrown at me. I'm gonna take this. This is my path to financial freedom. This is the highest form of like thinking, Loki. Look at it. So elegant. It's fucking morning, man. It's crack of dawn.
So that's besides the point. Listen, yeah, the average guy on roads is probably taking away minimum wage at best. It's not taxed, but it's minimum wage. Bang that in a calculator, £10.42 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a month, 1.8k a month. That's your average trapper's salary. But yeah, the income ain't taxable, so cool, them man get a few benefits. But what about the risk that comes with it? You gotta roll around with a 45, you gotta move like you've got some anxiety and that. There's safety risks to it, especially if you're in a place with competition. You gotta be clicked up for more security. Is a trapper going contra or is he staying home? It's like minimum wage, but with the risk of getting clarted. It's like going McDonald's, but there's a chance someone can walk in that's just off his head, that's tapped, that can lick off your head any second, and it can happen all the time. Them man are living with paranoia, anxiety. I made a video about roadmen who have social anxiety. Check it out. There's risks of getting arrested too, getting sent down for peewits. You're getting 5 years, 8 years. It's not all fun and games, guys. Let's chat about the bosses of the block, because everyone thinks, oh yeah, if you're boss though, you'll make bread. Or yeah, look at Asco, look at Stardom. Look at all these big name trappers that got sent down. Asco 7 at 12.5. Let's chat about Burner. Alright, so Burner in this picture, let's say he's got 100 racks, tax free. 100k divided by the 12-year bird he's got to serve. That comes out to about 8.3k a year. Hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not a pocket watcher, but I'm doing it for the sake of the video, you get me? Born pocket watching, but I'm doing it for the content. Any assets that you acquire, the designer clothes, the watches, necklaces, it all gets seized anyway. And listen, you can't really rock up to the Audi dealership with all that cash in your hand. You gotta launder all that money. You gotta get some Saul Goodman type Donny. It's long. Next thing you know, you're making connects. You're making connects with the Albos, making connects with the next man, Jamaican, Yardi, Somali. The thing is, yeah, I don't need to make connects with no Marlies. I don't need to make connects with no Albos, because my thing's lidge. The thing is, yeah, you gotta factor in all these undies have got some next A-level drama, GCSE drama. These man went art school and that. These man went performing art school. They became undies these days. You gotta watch out for that as well. These man are improv, method acting, all of that. Them man have built it from the ground up. These man have been into acting since 5 years old, cause They get sent to drama school just so they can life you off. I'm going to make a video about the undies as well someday. These men are wearing tech fleece. These men are chilling with you on the block wearing tech fleece. You could chill with your boy for 5 years. Little did you know he's a fed all along. Little did you know that fiend Kirsty, she was a fed all along. She had that nitty. The real life top boy, the undies, the technology is getting advanced, the education is getting advanced. Then man, all these external factors all factor into you being broke. You not making that much bread, because you could have clocked into Tesco 20 hours a week and got that much. Or bumped the government for PIP or something. So Bernard done all that for less than minimum wage. Now he's got to miss 12 summers. That's 12 summers that could be spent with a girl them in Nobu, Tenerife, all that. Instead, man's rotting in the wok. And hear what I'm saying, I'm a young guy, yeah. So when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, that was prime UK drill. That was 2018, you get me? That was Kenneton where it started. That was LD67, all them man were coming out. And I looked up to these man like they were gods. We'll talk, and I know there's a lot of man that look up to these man like they're kings or something, like there's something to aspire to. Really it ain't, man, because they're all making less than minimum wage. All them 6-7 members, they all got sent down. Look at LD, look at Bando K as well. Bando K, let's say he made 200k, but he's serving a 5-year sentence that all equals out to around the same amount that you could have made in being an electrician or something. But since man wanted to act bad, that sentence kind of cancels out everything that he made. His career probably took a big impact. The Spotify money that he's making is cool, but it's just little trickles of income. Double L's, he didn't go pen, but he ended up becoming irrelevant because he snitched and put out shit music for so long. His music's so dead. But listen here, man. Every time you wake up in the morning, that's more opportunities to get bread. That's more opportunities to make your peas. I treat the 9 to 5 like it's the trap. I treat the 9 to 5 like I'm hustling, like I'm in conch. And that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Conch, trapping, all it is just a man's desire to acquire resources and finances. The thing is, a lot of these men are ambitious. A lot of these men are go-getters. I'm not saying the vast majority, because there's a lot of men on road that are lazy and don't want to work and they see it as an easy way out. But who's to say they can't get a lich? The girl in HR that come fresh from their English lit degree ain't half the go-getters these men are. They're still on bread. Who's to say you can't achieve your dream shit half the go-getters these men are? There's HR that come fresh from their English lit degree ain't half the go-getters these men are.
That's so true. Yeah.
Still on bread. Who's to say you can't achieve your dream shit, become a boss? But hear what I'm saying, man. A good boss is a good employee. A good CEO works the hardest in a company. He's the one that stays behind while everyone goes home. He's the one that's always on strategy. Hear what I'm saying, yeah? This is the realest secret that I ain't told no one. No one deserves to know except my realest supporters that stuck around 5 minutes into the video. I'm going to chat about negativity, positivity. Do you man know, the day I made this channel, I told myself I'll hit 10k, no questions asked. I used to have my sub count inspect elemented with 10k. I walked around knowing that I have 10k subs already. And do you know what happened? I got so much ideas in my head. So much ideas just popped into my head. All of them contributing to me getting 10,000 subscribers. And hear what I'm saying, yeah? These men on roads, they're in that negative frequency. They're in that frequency of fear, apathy, guilt, shame, lust, violence. All of these feelings there, feelings of a lower being, of a lower animal. I used to have a notebook written out hundreds of times, line by line, I'm going to hit 10,000 subscribers. Did you man know? I knew Bouncer would reply to my video before even making it. I knew
I know I'm a bit late to this news, right? Like 2 days late, but it's no laughing matter, of course. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk's assassination. I don't really want to talk about it from the perspective of what everyone else does, to be honest. I'm developing a more anti-Western view right now. I'm not right-wing, I'm not left-wing. Both sides are of the same psyop created by the CIA. I side with God only and Islam. American politics breeds confusion, Islam breeds certainty, and it's a religion that promotes community, love, morality. I know some of you guys are scoffing at that, and a large segment of my viewership are right-wing for some reason. I don't know why that's the case. Is it because I'm against crime and I'm against roadmen? For some reason, when you're against roadmen and you're against crime, people label you as right wing, even though you're just a guy who doesn't like crime. Like, literally, you can be a leftist and against crime. You can be a centrist against crime. I don't know. Maybe that's just the people that really focus on crime the most. And leftists kind of put that on a back burner. I don't know, social mobility. Whatever it is. Nothing coming out of the hellish country called America will ever bring any answers. All it provides to the world is death and destruction, hypocrisy. Was Charlie switching up in the end? Was he going down a path like Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson? Possibly. He was extremely influential over the youth, that's a fact. I find that him talking in the universities and actually being on the front lines, right, that's influential. That's something that is crazy how much power that guy had. And these pundits, these conservative right-wing pundits or leftist pundits, these guys are like the rock stars of this time. These guys are literally worshipped. I've never seen it like this before in history. You had some figures that people liked, but for some reason right now, I think it's with the power of social media and having a personality brand and all that. A right-wing pundit is like, this is the best time in history to do like a right-wing grift. So, and also it's the most risky time as well. But I want to make this channel, take it in a different direction, talking on current matters for a serious perspective on everything. I know I've given my views on modern technology and philosophy, and in the future, I really want to expand on my views, and I want to criticize the West as well. Figures like Charlie Kirk exist, and whether some far left lunatic shot him or whether it was, I can't talk about that on YouTube. Whoever it is, right, it really doesn't matter. It really goes to show freedom of speech isn't actually a thing. It's idealized. You can't say whatever you want anymore, but don't expect to not get shot for it. There's freedom of speech, but there's not freedom of consequences. We don't celebrate nor do we mock someone's death. I find that if you're mocking someone's death, that's just going to bring negative energies to you and all that. And it's going to destroy your soul. So what's the point of doing any of that? The guy is gone. He's going to be judged by God. And we can't really talk on that. It's between him and God, right? Everyone is going to become a lot more radical now. I find that Nick Fuentes' viewership is going up. The people are going to be less moderate. My man, he's talking about arming up the civilians and getting your AR-15s. It's basically over. I'm never going to step foot in the US in my entire life. That place is going to have a new civil war. And the UK is pretty effed up as well. So I pray for Gen Alpha, to be honest. I pray for the next generation of kids in this hellish realm that we live in. The Western world is compromised. The Western world isn't a real place. It's just a literal social experiment. I've talked about it before in my channel, but it's getting more and more apparent. These politics is designed to infiltrate your brain. I find there's going to be more violent protests now. There's going to be riots, assassinations. Assassinations never work. They're low IQ. All they ever do is just make things 10 times worse. Intellectual debate, revolution through courts. It should be the priority. And they want you to think revolution isn't possible. That's how the colonizers get you in the first place. Do you think Ibrahim Traore didn't think revolution was possible and he just sat around like a defeated loser? Nah, the West is weak. If you're enslaved in your mind, of course you're going to be enslaved in reality as well. You get what you accept out of this life. If this assassination was done by someone who was anti-MAGA, if it was just some guy that was pissed off at him, it will basically create so many more right-wing MAGA type people, and that's brutal to think about. Just seeing a bunch of red people with hats. Right-wing channels are going to get so much more exposure now. Watch them make crazy money. All I'm going to say is Qatar. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys infer whatever you can from the civilization this is all born out of is inherently sick. America is a petri dish of ideologies where the population are basically traumatized over and over from a young age. The universities are a breeding ground for kufr. Uni ain't uni anymore. It's just a humiliation ritual. It's just the MK Ultra experiment. If you live in the US, all you can really do is form some kind of Amish-like community. Uni ain't
So true.
uni anymore. It's just a humiliation ritual. It's just the MK Ultra experiment. If you live in the US, all you can really do is form some kind of Amish-like community and have no access to the internet basically forever in Alaska or Montana or something. Europe is pretty bad. I think Europe is compromised in its own way, especially the UK. It's not looking good out here at all. All the game developers are basically, they've been doing their job. It's all just excuses to implement more police officers, more surveillance cameras. You guys are celebrating. I don't know why you're celebrating. You're celebrating a state that's going to be more totalitarian, more controlled, 10 times worse. I've lost all faith in the normies of humanity, the midwits. But I also keep this optimism within me. Why? Because the system wants you down bad. It wants you depressed. I really don't understand how a close friend of Trump, someone who's in a public eye, didn't have better security. It's extremely dumb how the whole place wasn't just locked off. A compromised, brainwashed man has passed away. And all I can really say is he has to face God for his beliefs. It feels like this has just changed the entire timeline of American history at this point. All I'm going to say is that when it comes to social media, when it comes to X, people's opinions on these things is very, very important. People underestimate how much opinions matter. So someone's tweet that gets 20k likes, that is huge influence. And you have a huge platform. It's your job to make sure that you're spreading the right information. And in general, the youth make up the future of civilization. And it's not looking good when the most of the youth are basically radicalized. And it's understandable why they're radicalized. They hate everything that's happening. We need to make sure we're all staying rational out here. The Western world breeds confusion. It breeds lies. It breeds hypocrisy. He was just a vessel for a hypocritical ideology, and an ideology that spreads hate, that spreads misunderstanding, division. I've been looking at his tweets of some things that he said, and you can't be like, R.I.P. Bozo, F him and all that. No, I don't hate the man. I hate the ideology. I hate his views. And when you talk about him switching sides and all that, that's open to interpretation, but I saw Ben Shiro's eyebrows lift up. And that was telling. That was really telling once that happened. And I'm far enough into the video right now to why I can really talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it in detail, right? But there was an interview with Ben Shapiro where, let's say, the questions started to get a bit spicy and things happened. We don't really talk about all that on this channel, but you guys can watch that interview. If you have an opinion on social media, if you are a pundit, if you're a commentator, that puts your life at stake. And I hope that any pundits, any journalists, any live streamers, they really need to take into account their safety. Hassan Abi, Destiny, Vosh, the other guys like Joe Rogan even. All these guys really need to get security and all that. And it's going to change everything, this.
That's a decent video. Bro, why am I wasting my time? Fuck. Okay, now.